Shalom from Israel. I am Hananya Naftali with the latest update from the Middle East. Today, I want to talk about a moment that made the entire nation of Israel proud. The daring rescue operation of a Muslim Bedouin Arab hostage by the IDF from the clutches of Hamas in Gaza. This man who was saved is Qaid Farhan al-Qadi, a 52-year-old father of 11 from Rahat, an Israeli Bedouin city in the Negev in southern Israel. He was taken hostage on October 7th while serving as a security guard at Kibbutz Magen, right on the border with the Gaza Strip. Now, here's something that's hard to wrap your mind around. This man, an Arab, a Muslim, was kidnapped by Hamas, who claimed to be the defenders of Islam. But where was the outrage from the so-called Islamic defenders? Where was Iran, the biggest sponsor of Hamas and Hezbollah, who pretends to be the guardian of Islam? Dead silent. Not a single condemnation of the fact that Hamas held a Muslim civilian hostage for 11 long months. What does this tell you about their priorities? Let's get something clear. Hamas doesn't care about Muslims. Hamas doesn't care about Palestinians. Hamas does not care about human life. They only care about power and terror. They lie, cheat, kill, all in the name of a twisted ideology that sees human lives as mere pawns in their game of violence and control. Hamas-affiliated Telegram channels are now claiming that al-Qadi was actually released by them and not rescued, as they say he was kidnapped by accident and that they let him go because he's Muslim and Palestinian. Really? If that was an accident, why didn't they release him 11 months ago or during the hostage deals? Why keep a father of 11 locked away, buried in some underground tunnel? The truth is that Hamas is embarrassed. They got caught holding a Muslim hostage, and now they're scrambling to cover their tracks with pathetic lies. Let me tell you why this rescue is so important. The IDF risked their lives. Our soldiers put themselves in harm's way to bring this man home to his family. Not because he was Jewish, not because he was Bedouin, not because he was Israeli, but because he was a human being. That's what makes Israel different from our enemies. We value human life, all human life, regardless of religion, race, or nationality. We live by the values of the Bible, which teaches us that every life is sacred. Now, before we continue, if you want to stand with Israel and fight against the lies of BDS and anti-Israel haters, visit the Israel store and show your support. Can you believe that people still call Israel an apartheid state? I wonder what those same people have to say about Hamas holding a Muslim hostage for nearly 1 year. Let's be honest. Israel cares more about the lives of Muslims than Hamas ever will. That's the truth. And it's time the world recognized it. Israel is not fighting Palestinians. Israel is not fighting Muslims. Israel is fighting extremism, which is an enemy to everybody, Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike. To those who still want to demonize Israel, who claim that we are the problem in this region, I ask you to look at this situation and think about what it says about who really values human life. Israel fights for the lives of our citizens, Jewish and Arab alike. We don't discriminate when it comes to saving lives. Our soldiers go into enemy territory, risking everything, not for glory or fame, but because we believe in the sanctity of life. The operation to rescue Qaid Farhan al-Qadi was led by some of Israel's finest, including the elite Shayetet 13 unit, which is kind of equivalent to Navy SEALs. These are men and women who carry the weight of our nation's security on their shoulders. They do it quietly, humbly, and with incredible skill. They don't get the headlines they deserve, but make no mistake, these are heroes. Unfortunately, because of the sensitivity of the operation, the IDF cannot reveal much information about how it was carried out. This is not just about protecting our national security. It's about not giving Hamas any clues that might help them hiding the remaining hostages. This rescue shows the world that even when the odds are against us, Israel will never give up on our people. We will continue to do whatever it takes to bring the remaining hostages home. I have to say this again because it's just that important. Israel is a Jewish state that uses its resources, its army, and risks the lives of its soldiers to rescue a Muslim hostage. That's because to us, a human being is a human being, regardless of religion, race, or anything else. This is not just an Israeli value, it's a Jewish value. It's what sets us apart from our enemies. And what does Hamas do? They take hostages, including Muslims, and then lie about it. They claim to be champions of the Palestinian cause, but all they do is bring death and destruction upon the very people they claim to protect. If Hamas cared about the Palestinians, they wouldn't hide behind civilians or use them as human shields. They wouldn't store weapons in schools and hospitals. They wouldn't hold their own people hostage to further their own twisted agenda. For those of you watching who still believe the lies spread by Hamas and their supporters, I urge you to look at the facts. Look at how Israel fights for life while Hamas fights for death. We are in a war against evil, and Israel stands on the side of good. It's as simple as that. Now, before I wrap this up, please subscribe to my YouTube channel for more updates and truths about what's really happening here in Israel and the Middle East. This rescue was a victory for Israel, but it's also a reminder of the dark reality we face. We still have more than 100 hostages in Gaza, and every day they remain in captivity is a day of unimaginable suffering for them and for their families. We pray for their safe return and stand united in our resolve to bring them home. And I'll leave you with this. Israel's strength doesn't just come from our military power. It comes from our moral clarity. We know who we are. We know what we stand for. And we know that in the end, good will triumph over evil. Hamas can continue to lie, to terrorize, and to hide. Actually, they will not continue for long because Israel is making sure that it is dismantling Hamas. But the truth is on our side. And that's something they can never take away. Thank you very much for watching. Shalom. And may God bless Israel.